Do you know that most of the teachers and people like students they think that teaching aptitude is something easy. It's all about teaching students learning. My friends, this is one of the biggest blunder because people those who think like that they never understand what is heuristic method, what is suggestopedia, what is super learning, what is blended learning, what is sandwich technique. Watch the video to know the details. Hi everyone, this is Vineet Pandey, and in this special video lecture we're going to talk about some most important topics which are being regularly asked in exam. In this special video I have actually collected topics from my own previous notes which have helped me to get JRF and multiple net. My friends, most of the students when they prepare for net exam they make a blunder by ignoring UGC net paper 1. Why so? Because what we understand is that paper 1 is something easy. Paper 1 can be completed in last 20 days. In the last month we can study. So no need to focus on paper 1 because paper 2 is big, paper 2 is tough. And then when we start focusing on paper 2, avoiding paper 1, we find that we are actually lost and troubled in completing paper 2 and did not get time for paper 1. This paper 1 starts haunting us in the last month. In the last month, we realize that we are not good in maths, we are not good in logical reasoning, we have never questioned, never checked research methodology, we never studied teaching methods, ICT, higher education, or other things. My friends, this is the reason here I'm going to use my own previous notes, some topics which are regularly asked in exam, how I used to prepare paper 1, especially in the last moment. Along with these things, I want to announce the arrival of paper 1 book written by me, published by India's top publication Cengage. Yes, this book alone can change your future. It will be proved as a panacea for the last moment preparation. So, this is the time. Take your notebooks and let's start writing important points. These points are from my own old notes so that you can simply understand what made me qualify JRF can make you qualify a JRF. How many of you are prepared with GSET? How many of you know that GSET satellite is actually connecting 32 channels on DTH? So when you understand this thing, they may ask you a question that how many channels are there? What is the full form of GSAT 15? And along with these things, who are providing content for these 32 channels? Somebody will say, sir, UGC, CEC, NCERT. But are these only 3 or 4 organizations? All other organizations which are providing content for GSET is one of the most important questions that you must focus. How many of you know there was a question in an exam, Suggestopedia? Suggestopedia discussed, developed by psychologist Ms. Georgie Lazo, and this becomes one of the most important kind of learning. Also got developed in Germany under the name super learning concept. How many of you understand what is blended learning? Please take notes. These points are from my own notebooks. I have taken notes for you so that I can tell you all important points in the last moment of exam. Now, please go for Swayam Prabha, MOOC. All of these things are repeatedly asked in exam. So if you're not prepared with Swayam Prabha and MOOC, you don't know the full forms, you don't understand the details, you are going to lose some questions, but I'm sure that either you know it or you will know it. So find out these things, prepare these things, and be ready for the exam. The next important point here that I have written for you is what is the concept of MLT? MLT concept by Herbert. Memory level test, memory level teaching. This memory level teaching concept, memory level testing concept by Herbert is very important. If you didn't know that, read MLT by Herbert. Then Bloom's classification of teaching, one of my favorite way of teaching, favorite method of teaching. I personally use it. Bloom's classification of teaching. Find it out that how he divided the teaching methods, why these teaching methods by Bloom are more effective. Give some time, but don't worry. If you are not able to find these things, my book will help you. Even if you don't get in book in proper way explained, I am here to help you. You can write in the comments, subscribe the channel, because my next videos will be answering these topics, these points, so that you have a direct understanding of this thing. As the exam is close, that's why I'm giving you the guest topics which are very important, and these are the direct method, direct topics to you. Okay, next one. Next one is the pedagogy models, disciplinary focus, and micro teaching. So work on pedagogy models, disciplinary teachings, and micro teaching. Like, how many of you know what is micro teaching? If you know micro teaching, write it in the comments. I want to know. But be honest. Don't Google it. Don't check it in your notes. If watching the video at this particular time, you know what is micro teaching, then only please write the comment, because I personally read the comments. Go for the next important topics, my friends. Case study teaching, one of the most effective method. 90% students avoid case study teaching method. They think that this is not important, this will not be asked because there are multiple other methods of teaching. But no, case study teaching is equally important and they can ask you the details. The next one we have is computer assisted learning, also used in English language teaching, computer assisted language learning. Sometimes we call it CAL, sometimes we call it CALL. Then TBLL, task-based language learning, the concept by professor in Bangalore, N.S. Prabhu. If you know it, write the details. Now, what is called blended learning? What is behaviorism? The concept by F. Skinner, student-teacher relationship, how students' behavior, how teachers' behavior can develop the understanding. Along with these things, my friends, how many of you know sandwich technique of learning language? Yes, sandwich technique. If you know it, write it in the comments. If you don't know it, subscribe the channel, because there are thousands of new things that I will provide in coming videos. Soon you will also get my special videos on all other topics, where I will tell you what are the most important things you must read. Remember, in the college days, we would ask our teachers to give us some questions which can be asked in exam, the guessings. This is the guessing based on my 8 net experience, my double JRF experience. I suggest you that prepare these things and you will find these questions in exam. The next point we have here is heuristic method, Gagne's teaching, learning process, and reflective learning. Gagne's teaching learning process. 90% students even don't know about it. Heuristic method. Heuristic method is common, people know, people read. It's also available in market guidebooks. But how many of you remember it? What exactly this is called? What is heuristic method of learning? And they simply ask you with 4 options, and all of these 4 options are very close. So focus on these points, start learning these points, and along with this thing, also go for the communication chapter, where the barriers in communication are the most important topics which are always asked. They trouble you with interpersonal kind of communication. They ask you a question that what are the first and the primary methods of communication. In short, what I'm trying to do is, I am telling you some key points, some key terms to be revised before you go to the exam. To get the answers of these things, simply subscribe, because I also understand that some of you will not find these topics anywhere. It is my responsibility to teach you these things, so my next videos will be dealing with these things. Don't forget to subscribe, ask your questions in the comment box, and also tell me that how many of you want me to teach paper 1 on regular basis, because I can definitely teach it. All I need is your love, your support. Thank you so much.